welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I am your host, Kimberly Cloud. Boy, have I got a good show for y'all today. It's very energizing and worth showing. Wow. So, something in me while I was live, I love suggestions. AI is so funny. You know, something in me. So, I just got an image in my head, a real image, not a made up image. I saw people voting for the last Fox News video that I saw. And this is like 4 weeks ago. They were talking about this almost when I first got here, back here. And I was like, should I vote now? Because I want to support every person that Donald Trump support. It's not just about Donald Trump. I want to know the 4, 5 people that Donald Trump endorses. Governor Little, Honorable Governor Little. You see how I have to exacerbate time in a good way to show you that honorable comes before Brad Little. Honorable Governor Brad Little is one of them. And there's 3 or 4 others in the state of Idaho that popped out to Grok. So I'm like, wow. It was like literally 2,000 of them on the Idaho voting as a whole, 2,535 as a whole. But it was like 18 or 1,300. I can't remember. That was an odd number, so that's how I remember that. But the other number of how many Republicans was like in the thousands, close to 2,000 or less than. And I was like, dang, how am I going to go through everybody? So I thought again. I said, here come another suggestion. What if I sit up there and just ask Grok? There's a lot of incumbents. And some people don't know what incumbent means. I guessed it and I was right. But incumbent means when you're in office already and you're trying to do it again while in office, not what I do, a candidate. They're incumbent. They're already working a job in the government. And so I said to myself, this is even more major, which means that he saw their track record. And I said, I have to jump on this. This will be a great show and great slice of heaven to look. I mean, I think outside the box. I say to myself, wow. We got the governor of states within the United States. We got governors within certain districts or however they call it in China, but it's set up and governed. We have so many different places. Something out there in the universe keeps us safe. I mean, we have asteroids following us. We always get saved, especially America. And now the world. There could be a full-out war. There's only one war, and that's Ukraine and Russia. There's multiple things going on in Africa, but that is getting better with time. Other than that, it's governors, politicians, presidents, emperors, however you want to say it. They just changed the name. What's it going to be next? Boo Boo Gaga? I'm just playing. That's a disrespect. No, that's not disrespect on purpose. I just making up shit, because I don't understand how y'all find these words. Under God. Which president is under God? Then politicians. What really intrigued me before I get started is Secret Service director. I have to make a video or some type of reel about it because it's amazing what I saw. I looked on the historic website. of fallen angels. Over the years, people have painted pictures of these people for a reason. They painted pictures for a reason. If you just look at them, because I swear to God, hold on. I swear it's on the Holy Bible. When this stuff broke out with the White House Hotel, that's what intrigued me to look it up. Before I get started on the sector that we're going to get started for, Trump smiled right before the shooting, and they all broke into formation as a protectant. They put their arms around him and they just stood there. One lady tried to get in between that, but they couldn't break it. They couldn't break it. So back to the guy, the Secret Service director, and the fallen angel over the course of however long the Bible was created and wherever navigated. The pictures I saw were amazing. You must see it. I'm not saying I know for true that this is factual, but it's so similar to me of how the archangel Michael looked and how the CIA director, not the CIA, I'm sorry, that's Radcliffe. Sorry, the Secret Service director looks. If you watch the History Channel and look at pictures of the fallen angel or whoever he was, I wish I knew more. I've even reached out to them before I even knew what I knew now. And I was like, wow, it worked. Now that I'm here, I know it worked. And he doesn't show his face like that. That's so weird. And he showed his face because Trump, he gave him an endorsement that he did a good job, which is true. He did an excellent. Get shot and not even pierce the skin because of the protective vest. I mean, what kind of protective vest the Secret Service wears? Like, you got the cops. Either way it go, in a nutshell, the guy was going, not the Secret Service guy, but the guy who came in would have been let it up. That's how crazy it would have got for him. And he was willing to take that risk. And Secret Service came in and they just, but the picture, y'all, the picture, look it up. Do your research. That's all I do all day. Prior to going to school, I'm gonna look up as much stuff and do as much stuff over the computer I can. Because once I disconnect from the computer social life, I'll still have my business life. I have to commit to the actual college. And that's where these incumbent individuals come in at. So Idaho, they got the incumbent Honorable Governor Brad Little. And let me explain what else I have. I'll read from script. I think I have their name on here. Do I? I had their name. They gave me their name. Let me go on Grok. Give me a second. I don't know all of them by heart. Is it this way? Okay. Where is it at? Here we go. Okay. Jim Reach, U.S. Senate. That's a big, he's incumbent. That is a big seat. That is a big seat. I do know that. I ran for U.S. Senate in Santa Maria, California. But Trump endorsed him, long-serving, high visibility on national security, Fox News type issues, strong fundraising, facing challenges through Joe Evans, Denny LaVey, and Josh Roy, but expected to win easily. U.S. House District 1, Russ Fulcher, incumbent. Trump endorsed him. Strong conservative voice, frequent media present, aligned with Trump agenda, facing challenges but dominant. U.S. House District 2, Mike Simpson, incumbent. Trump endorsed him, experienced, highly visible in Idaho media, steady incumbent, facing at least one challenger, Brian King. These are the main federal races. This is the federal offices. This is the main federal races with Trump-backed candidates who have made a moment through incumbency, endorsements, and ongoing coverage. Now, Governor Brad Little, incumbent, Lieutenant Governor Scott Bedke has also have in Trump's endorsement and pairs well with Little. We're going to look them up in just a second. Okay. Bear with me. There go their names. Okay. Let's look up Brad Little, even though I know not enough. I'll tell you that. How I'm gonna do this? Actually, look them all up. And we're gonna show it on the camera. Bear with me. Let me copy and paste their names. And put a code in for Grok. Grok. I need you to tell me what they have done for their communities and under 300 words for each, why they deserve the seat based on what knowledge you know and can get. What are they facing right now? Where are they at in the polls? Where do they want to go? What sector? When or if they get into office? What subjects do they want to address when again in office for the term elected? Incumbent, right? So Grok, let me know each person in under 300 words for each again. What else can I put? How, lastly, how can I be of any assistance to them from a distance as the Kimberly Cloud Show? Okay, let's go ahead. While that's pulling up, which is going to be very easy. Bear with me. I'm about to pull it up. Pull it up. Pulling it up. Pulling it up. Bear with me. Here we go. I like to see it go. Hold on, you too. You can get some too. Hold it. You. Okay. Okie doke. Where am I at? Right here. Now, he is the 33rd governor since 2019. Historic tax relief, cutting and simplifying 95% of regulations to help businesses. Good. Record investments in educate. Good. And you do well. Nazareth, Nazareth College, Boise State. I see it run through the veins of the airport. It's all through Boise Airport, Boise State University. It was an honor to apply for them, and I think I would have got in had I had two references. Great school. It would have been an honor. I don't settle for less. I went to Colorado Technical University. That's still a good school. I've been through Colorado. I was actually homeless in Colorado. Infrastructure improvements, I see that. Economic growth with low unemployment, good. And strong state revenues. He advanced border security. Wow. Public safety, fiscal responsibility, which is throughout. Okay. Okay. Balanced budgets, rainy day funds, good. AAA credit rating. Oh, what's the AAA? What's the AAA? I gotta know before I finish. What's an AAA credit rating? That's one question. He deserved a re-election for delivering prosperity fast in a fast-growing state. Yeah, while defending conservative values like freedom and limited government. Trump gave him full endorsement. Okay. 7 Republican challengers. Mark Fitzpatrick, most visible in tomorrow's May 19th primary. He leads heavily in fundraising. Hold on. Who is Mark? Next question. Who is Mark Fitzpatrick? Is he Republican or Democrat? And what has he done for this community? And what is his challenges? That's question number 2. Okay. Priorities if reelected. Continue enduring Idaho plan, education, workforce training, Idaho launch, higher wages, jobs, good, transportation, rural healthcare, good, public safety, more tax relief, and manage growth while preserving the quality of life, great. Okay. Jim Reach I hope I'm saying it right, or Rich, has represented Idaho in the Senate since wow. Hold on. When did he come in? 2019. He came in 10 years after him and superseded him as governor. Currently chairs a foreign, wow, relations committee. Achievements include, wow, big bills on fentanyl crackdown, bust fentanyl act, boosting nuclear energy, wow, supporting farmers, ranchers, energy dominance, border security, military and veterans, and Second Amendment. Don't laugh. Elaborate on the Second Amendment. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Okay, good. He deserves the seat for decades of experience, national security leadership, and consistent Idaho-focused results with Trump's strong endorsement. 3 GOP challengers: Joe Evans, Denny LeVay, and Josh Roy in the May 19th primary. Solid favorite with Trump backing and strong fundraising. Mm, they got to fight for themselves. I know that's crazy. Mm, mm. They got to show how much they want it. And it's funny, you know, he didn't show since 2009, probably prior to that. If I go back, I bet you he's been doing a lot more. Obviously, what if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's my opinion, which means that Mr. Reach, Senator Reach or Rich, has been doing a lot and has conquered a lot for a long time, nearly almost 20 years. And he's been fighting for that almost, if not during the Biden administration, not the Biden. Yeah, yeah. He's fought, wow. And Obama, because Obama didn't get out to 2017. Okay. U.S. Representative Russ Fulcher, incumbent, District 1. Mr. Fulcher, serving since 2019, is a lifelong Idahoan. How do you spell that? Idahoan, focused on conservative principles. Key works includes authoring, sorry, no tax on federal overtime pay. Good. Energy and commerce. Good. And natural resources committees. Wow. Energy, public lands, technology, tax release or relief, rural health care, border security, and protecting Idaho's way of life under Trump's agenda. He deserved the seat for fighting federal overreach, which Trump is for, delivering results on energy independence and representing Western, Northern Idaho. Cool. Facing right now, two GOP challengers, Andy Briner, Joseph Morrison, in tomorrow's primary. It's not tomorrow yet. Hold up. I can't wait to see this. I hope I get to see this. Strong favorite. Priorities, tax cuts, rural health care. That's going to get the people booming. Farmers, like people, that's crazy. That is just moneymaker right there. Border security. Everybody wants border security and just a fair way of above fair way of living. We don't need like it's like a gnat coming in your house. And you're like, get out, please, Mr. Gnat. And the gnat says, no, I want to stay here. I'm going to drink your blood. And there's nothing you can do about it. Unless you swap me, which I'm not going to ask you to. Energy dominance. Um, yeah, I know a lot about energy dominance. That's pretty cool. Agriculture. Y'all have a vast, like when I see the agriculture, it's so beautiful. Once you hit the outskirts, I mean, it's beautiful inside, outside, but when you sit up there and hit the outskirts of Boise, going somewhere just out of like, once you get out of the zone, the major zones, the metro, you can say it's like a metro, and you go to the country, you know, you see what they're talking about when they mention agriculture. Defending Idaho's rural lifestyles and freedoms. Cool. Okay. Mike Simpson, incumbent District 2. Mike Simpson has served since dang, 99. He partied like it was 19. I bet you he played that Prince song when he won. A former dentist, wow, and state legislator. He chairs key appropriations subcommittees, securing funding for interior environment. True, it looks beautiful out here. So you're one of the people, you secure the funding for the people that makes, it should say exterior, I guess, the interior of the whole sector of, I guess, Idaho or, yeah, U.S., Idaho as a whole. Energy and water, you know what that is. Agriculture, we need, water is very vital and energy is very vital. So Agriculture, like I said before, public lands, good. And infrastructure, y'all have done a good job on infrastructure. He authored major bills on resource management, good for the people that need resources for management. And I hope I said that right. I'm gonna ask. Define resource management. Where am I at? Okay. And balanced development. Cool. He deserved a seat for pragmatic, results driven on Idaho's vital sectors like farming, good, water. That's what make y'all in lands over 25 years. That's awesome. Two GOP challengers, Brian King, Perry Shumway, in the May 19th primary. Heavy favorite despite long tenure. Priorities. Fiscal responsibility, which is around like the year or the semester or the quarter or a yearly responsibility. I want to say if I was SAT guessing, let's just ask, what is fiscal? I try to ask and answer myself. National, we know what that is, border, agriculture, energy and water, public lands. What is steward? In America First appropriations. Oh, I wish. Share candidate info, avoiding reminders, which is Tuesday from 8 a.m., some places 7 a.m., but from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. That's the 19th. Oh, I would love to do that. One day I will. There we go. And let's see what they say with this. And then I'm going to drop it and give my thoughts on this whole stuff. Whoa. Dang. So AAA or AAA from Moody's. That's what it's called. It's like a government thing. The highest possible rating given by major agencies like S&P, like the 500. I guess that's S&P 500, but it say S&P, Fitch, or Moody's. It signals that a government or company has exceptional financial strength and is low risk on defaulting on debts. Oh, I wish I could say that. For states, I would do really excellent if I had the right money. I would do superior. Like I can admit it was a little rough for me at first. It wasn't clicking. Little Tink Tink wasn't clicking when I first got out there on my own from being attached to somebody for 11, 12 years. I was straight homeless. For states like Idaho, it means lower borrowing costs, saves taxpayer money, strong fiscal management, balanced budgets, reserves, and economic stability. So I guess this is strong yearly management. To balance a budget is a great thing. To have money in a reserve just in case you may need it, and to have an economic stability and stableness, which is the same thing. Investor confidence. Only a small number of states hold AAA from all three agencies. Wow. Brad Little has highlighted maintaining this key achievement. That is amazing. I'm definitely voting for him off the rep. Mm. He's a retired police officer. Where's Newport Beach? That's my next question. That's Virginia, right? That's one question. 15 years. Serial entrepreneur, real estate broker, and developer. An owner of an old state salon, a traditional wedding venue in Eagle, Idaho, and moved in 2018 from Canada. What he's done: built businesses, creating jobs in hospitality and events, developed rural 5 acre, which is a lot, farm style lots to preserve open space. Okay, but it still can't touch what he's done. You have to lean the scales a little bit. Hosted commit. I mean, you're a socialite. That's what I see. That you have money and you are a socialite. Hosted community events and conservative cultural initiative. Heterosexual awesomeness month. Which I like officers. Don't get me wrong. He emphasizes law enforcement experience and public safety. Challenges: strong conservative, culture, warrior, positioning, clear, which is transparency, monthly town halls. Cool, cool. Lower taxes, everybody gaining for that. And if you do it well on a good budget to lower taxes and make it easier for the people, that humbles people enough to want to vote for you. Governor Little, Honorable Governor Little, said the same thing, and he's managed a budget with AAA, which is Moody. Strict immigration enforcement. Okay, shrinking government. I don't know about that. And fighting rhino insider politics. He's raised 185 up to 185 self-funded portion, which means he got money. Far behind Little's 1.8 million and trails significantly in the name of recognition and polls. He is the most visible challenger, but remains a long shot. But this is his, you know, great. He sounds like a great person. And thank you for your service, for doing what you did for Newport Beach Police Department for 15 years. Okay. Second Amendment. Well-regulated military, which is military, being necessary to security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not. Oh, I know this one. Okay. Individual right to possess for self-defense, not just military service, banning common arms like handguns, law-abiding citizens who reasonable. And let me scroll up for a second, y'all. I read this somewhere. Let's find it. I want to see. Here we go. Right here. Jim Reach, he's incumbent in the Second Amendment, which right to bear arms. Okay, so it clicks. Okay, go back down. Do 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 do. I don't need to know other than resource management. The planning, allocation, and sustainable use of natural resources, water, land, minerals, forests, energy, to balance the resource. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. I remember this one. Environmental, because I said resource management is where people have more resources for things, but this is more in depth. They talk about the planning, the execution or allowance, or the location, or and the allowance location, or something like that. And sustainable, something that can hold use of natural resources to balance the economic needs of that state. Environmental protection, like the trees, the minerals here. Where was I going with that? Oh, I forgot the state. The minerals, forests, and energy. Let me just not, once I hear minerals, rare earth minerals, I'm like, dang. Just imagine them in the war room, what they be doing with them rare earth minerals. There, I mean, it's like 0.0012 in your phone, ounces. And then it's like 3.5 ounces in your computer. Imagine like you getting pulled over, ma'am. You got 3 ounces in rare earth minerals in a computer. Go ahead and give it up. Yeah, this is rare earth minerals. Now the test is when I put the rock in the solution and like break it. And if it turns green, it's rare earth mineral. So anyway, so Just imagine what they be doing. Marco Rubio, the lead, he be doing a lot of stuff. I'm not finished, but he be doing a lot of stuff. Like he was dressing like the leader of Venezuela. I forgot his name. But he dressed like he wore the same outfit. And then he's like, "You're not ready for my DJ name." And like seriously, man, like just imagine him the ringleader talking about, "Look at what we got from Mexico." And then they coming back to the war room from a long day at China. And they like, "We got it. We got the rare earths." And you can just picture them around the war room talking about it. It's just hilarious to me. Dang. No one knows where the war room is located. Or if they know, it's somewhere like way somewhere where no one can hear. You remember when they sat up there and they were talking about how there was an app that only the government can have, and some journalists just beeped in on it and started giving away vital. It wasn't Trump that gave away the vital information. It was the other person, the journalists that tapped into their security system and just stood there and actually was researching some information. This was absurd. He's like, "I got the blueprint." And told the whole world that P had did some bogus stuff with the giving out secret coded information. Now, let's fast forward to now with the B2, or I don't want to say whatever it's called, but the brilliant spacecraft, well done, just falling. And now, what information has been leaked? Ask me, riddle me that. People, what information? They blow up eggs. Eggs is up race skyrocketing. And it's like, it's all for Trump's fault. And it's like, "Look at his foot. It's Trump's fault." And then they talk about illegitimate. So, I mean, you know what? I know my battles. I know my freaking battles. There's no way I'm gonna say illegitimate Supreme Court. Like their opinion has no illegitimacy. That's where Hakeem Jeffries went wrong. That's where it turned left, literally. Like, wow. They're saying off the wall shit. And I'm like, wow. So back to the story. Fiscal responsibility is managing government finances prudently, which is very sternly, spending with means, ideally balancing budgets or running small surpluses, avoiding excessive debt, prioritizing essential programs, cutting waste, and ensuring long term stability so future generations aren't burdened. That is so hard to do, but it is well needed. It often includes low taxes, good, paired with responsible spending. And this is for your children. Stewardship in public service government, a proactive duty of care for resources, institutions in the public's trust, managing them responsibly, current and future generations. It includes protecting long term capability, integrity, natural resource, and public funds while acting as a guardian rather than an owner. These terms tie directly into the conservative values discussed in the Idaho races. Vote tomorrow. Are you on another time zone, Grok? Because I'm on 17th of May. I got to know in the next question. What time zone are you on? Are you in China? Overseas? It's 2:13 p.m. May 17th. Why did you say tomorrow? I can't skip a day. Tell me. I gotta know. Oh, it's in California. There's a Newport Beach in Virginia. Yeah, yeah. Oh, wow. Said it was a mistake. I'm surprised he said that. No, that was something he purposely did. That's something he purposely did. I'm not overseas. I'm Grog. Bill, I gotta learn about you more. And I don't live in any specific time zone, but I'm always respond based on actual calendar date. You'll see a May 17th, 2:13 p.m. your time, likely Mountain or Pacific. If you're in near Idaho or the West Coast, no days are being skipped. It's still 2 days until the election. You have time to register and vote on Tuesday if it's 9. Hmm. Remember, y'all, vote, vote, vote. I have to blend in 2 appointments with voting. I can do it. Let's see, what else can we do? Question. Oh, what was the question? Oh, the coordinates. This is off the wall. The coordinates to Stephen Hawkins' party that no one attended from the future. That is fucked up. And give me the time it was and explain it. I think it was universal time, which is amazing. Look at those beautiful coordinates, yo. June 28th. My son was born on June 28th, 2004. That's a beautiful date. My father was born on June 27th. I don't know the year. Don't give me going speculating the year. But this was his traveler's party, often called Hawking's time traveler party, which was a clever experiment he conducted to test whether backward time travel is possible. They just didn't show up. They just didn't want to show up. They were too scared. So the time zone is 12 Universal Time, also known as UTC or GMT. Yes, you were right. It was specifically in Universal Time, so time travelers anywhere in the world could calculate it precisely without time zone confusion. This was in Cambridge, Gonville, and Caius College, Trinity Street, University of Cambridge, England. Those are the coordinates right there. 52 12 21 North 0747 East. And it looks like that. He set up balloon champagnes. We're going to watch the video. I want y'all to see this. It's a short video. Snacks and a big welcome times traveler banner, but no one showed up. This is relevant. Okay. Hawking only released the invitations a day after the party, which was the 29th, 2009. This was key. The reason, before I read that, let me guess. Cool. I can't wait to see what they got to say. If he released it a day after, that means they had time to travel back. He could have released it the 27th to prepare for the 28th, but he released it in the future for them to go back in the past. Since no one, okay, if time travel into the past were possible, people from the future who discovered the invitation could travel back in attend, just like I said. Since no one appeared, it provided experimental evidence in a fun way that backward time travel probably isn't possible. Like somebody going to let them know. They're going to show up in 2009, be like, yeah, man, it's over. We got time travel. You know how many people do that? Hawkins later said, if we got extraterrestrial and UFOs that can port beyond that, they can be physically at a place at any known time. They're not going to let into that. That is during Obama administration. I would feel sad too. Poor thing. Okay, here we go. Hawkins later said, I sat there a long time, but no one came. He hoped for, he hoped the invitations would survive thousands of years so future scientists could find them and come back via wormholes and other methods. It was a brilliant, humorous way, and I want to be one of them, to time travel because no one's being open about it. I'm like, what's going on? If Homer can do it with a microwave back in the early 90s, these were white men looking at ways to time travel with a microwave, and they made it look reasonably doable. That's a microwave. Then you got Captain America, so one of the movies where they go back, and then you got multiverse. Come on now. They're not going to say, oh, this is Kimberly from the multiverse. But I would gladly try to patent that. I would gladly try to patent. No one wants to take it. They taking it, but they're taking it way too slow. If I had the money, it would have been over. I would have been at that party, would have been drinking, partying, not twerking, but partying. Future scientists could find them and bring them back. Okay. It was a brilliant, humorous way to highlight the physics' biggest questions. Can we travel back in time? According to Hawkins' own chronological protection conjecture, the laws of physics may prevent it to avoid paradoxes. Don't go there. Paradoxes. I want to know. That's the last thing I'm going to look up. You can still attend in theory. Just show up in the coordinates at June 19, 2009 at noon Universal Time if you figure out time travel. This remains one of the most famous fun science experiments ever. It is. It definitely is. Let me paradox. Okay. Last thing. I think before I look it up, a paradox is when too many copies of you are. No, that's not what a paradox is. I want to know. I've read that before, but I never looked at. I assume. Let me see. Sort of like the Stewie thing. Hold on. He's going to tell me. I kind of just put that word out there. Mm. Oh, 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 oh. Ah, what's an impossible loop? Oh my God. You travel back in time and try to stop an event, warn someone about 9/11. Your actions actually caused the event to happen exactly as it did. The past, whoa, the past is fixed. You were always a part of history. The Terminator's trying to stop Skynet's creation actually helps create it. Wow. Wow. That's predestined paradox. Now, Bootstrap is you go back in time and give Shakespeare a copy of his own complete works. He published them. Where did the original play come from? It has no origin. It's bootstrap itself into existence. Grandfather paradox. You go back in time and kill your grandfather before your parent is born. If your grandfather dies, you are never born. You can never travel back to kill him. He lives. You are born. You kill him, and so on. Impossible loop. This is why so many physics, including Hawking's, believe backward time travel can't happen. Why would somebody do something so stupid? I'm going to kill the firstborn. Ugh. Polchinski's billiard ball paradox. A billiard ball is sent through a wormhole to pass to knock itself off course so it never enters the wormhole. Wow. The stuff men and women come up with. Dang. Hawkinsville, chronological protection contractor. Hawking believed the laws of physics, especially quantum effects near wormholes, could create an infinite energy feedback or feedback loops that destroy any time machine before it can create a paradox. Now, I get it. I get it. The only way to time travel, before I read the rest, is if you can get outside of the paradox and control what you are seeking for. Now that is a true machine. Get out of the paradox. The laws. There are laws of physics, yes. But obviously, we all know based on the evidence that is coming and leaking out, not even leaking, just coming out. They're coming out with everything. Laws of physics says we can't do something. Just like nature. We know the laws of nature in our area. But look how many stuff we have overcome. So there's a new quantum type law that I'm pretty sure they found out that's probably top secret and probably is towards most likely an advanced civilization that knows how to work outside of paradoxes by balancing what they have to do in existence of what technology they have that causes them to be able to time travel. Now, isn't that a good idea? Okay, let's finish reading. Um, where am I at? Energy feedback loops that can destroy any time machine before it create a paradox. In other words, nature protects the timeline. Outside of nature doesn't. I am about to ask him this and prevent paradoxes from ever occurring. This is why no one had no guests. Future time travelers from the future existed, they would have come. How you know that though? How you know that though? You think the reptilians or greys are just gonna pop? Maybe they were there. These paradoxes are the strongest theoretical argument against backward time travel being possible. What did I say I was going to say? Read it again. Okay. Is there a way to? I'm sorry, I have to do this. These are suggestions. The paradox and balance them where your agenda doesn't affect and the paradox, it exists outside of the laws of nature we learn. Oh, I'm just messing up. Can you invent something or have someone or is someone working on existence outside of the laws of physics paradox? Is there another language? Is there another subject? Yeah, another subject that is top secret beyond Physics. I'm messing up. How can we crack the code? Tell me. Thank you. I gotta know. I gotta know. Here we go. No proven way exists to control time travel paradoxes while keeping your actions outside of the law of nature as we know. Physics currently treats paradoxes as strong evidence that backward time travel is either impossible or heavily restricted. Okay, that's a curiosity. Here are the main theoretical ideas. Novikov self-consistency principle, most accepted resolution. The universe only allows events that are self-consistent. Anything you do in the past was always a part of history. You can't change the past in a paradoxical way. Understood. Just, yeah, that's what I was saying. The laws of probability make it inconsistent actions to have zero chance of happening. You can go back and be the reason something happened, but you couldn't kill your grandfather. That will create inconsistency. Your timeline forces consistent. The timeline forces consistency. Many worlds, parallel universes. This is what I think. And this is very intriguing. The Novikov self-consistency principle. You can make something. You could be the reason something happened, but you can't kill your grandfather, and that will create obviously because how the heck are you going to be born unless, which is pretty cool, unless you can divide yourself from that timeline where even though you needed him, maybe you took, I mean, this could be, let me stop. Let me stop. I get so deep into this. This is what I do every day. Many worlds, parallel universes. Every action branches into a new timeline. Exactly. That's why I don't try to kill bugs. You change a past, but but not your original one. Good. Good. Paradoxes are avoided because you create a new reality. Exactly. This comes from quantum mechanics interpretations and avoid messing with your original history. Okay. Hmm. Hawking's chronological protection conjecture, quantum effects, vacuum fluctuations, infinite energy buildup would destroy any time machine before it can create paradoxes. See, the problem with paradoxes, I'm seeing a pattern. A paradox is somebody's trying to control time and change their past. Obviously, these presidents, let me finish this up. Obviously, these presidents can't practically change their past of what they've done when they messed up. Because if they could, they would. But then that would change their future or their present. So they know they can't do that unless there was something. I mean, this is intelligence stuff. These don't let you operate outside the known laws. They work within them. Inventing something truly, wait. Mm, Wow. Wow. These are amazing ideas. Inventing something truly outside of physics isn't possible with current science, as it would require rewriting fundamental rules like causality, cause before effect. Hmm. This is so cool. I love it when they tell me it can't be done. They say Elon Musk. Look at Star Trek. Existence outside laws of physics. No confirmed. Obviously, they're not gonna say. Man, they say some stuff like that. You know how many countries view on the no confirmed technology, experiment, or person has achieved this. Some speculative ideas, here we go, in theoretical, can't forget those theorists. Physics, string theory, loop quantum gravity, extra dimensions, or beyond standard model work. Explore realms where current laws might emerge from deeper. It has to. It's not that simple. It can't just be what we see with our eyes, because what cats see are different, what dogs see are different, what birds see are different, what ants see are different, with everything they see different, and they have heightened sense. Each animal, amphibian, everything on this planet has something, but nothing allows deliberate paradox control. I'm not, that's the problem, because once this come out, people be like, I'm going to the past to, do something or someone, or agenda driven timeline changes without consequences. Hmm. Recent claims, 2025 physics proposing a grandpa. Wow. Come on. Okay, cool. I like that. The physics proposing a grandfather paradox solution remains theoretical and untested. Good. Why would you do that stuff? Unless you can take that grandfather DNA and place yourself in a different reality after taking his DNA, or try to do it at a certain point after you're born. That does those, it's so many things beyond that. Classified research exists in areas like quantum computing. I mean, look at what some people do now with weapons and guns. Look at what the stupidity we give some people like this stuff. Imagine a crackhead going to the past. That's what I want to see. A crackhead in a facility, a reverse, he can't reverse engineer, but a crackhead getting into the time machine and actually learning how to navigate it. He'd be like, oh, I got to get all the crack in the world. How can I do this? He will actually make a plan, just as if they do out on the street. They make plans. I need a gun. Against advanced civilizations, you're taking a gun out of space. I don't even think the gun will work. And it's like they're going out of space with a weapon, reverse engineering some stuff. And then they say, oh, time, you give them a little bit of information, time travel. Oh, I could go back to when the crack epidemic was big, and then go all the way back. I'm glad it remains untested. Classified research exists in areas like quantum computing, quantum information, wow, love it. Exotic matter. You don't say rare earth minerals, exotic matter. I love that. That's like having exotic hair. I don't even have exotic. Nicki Minaj, Doja Cat, and a lot of beautiful white and black ladies have, exotic wigs. I even try to look up exotic wigs, as you can see, and exotic matter isn't nothing to play with. High energy physics, particle accelerators, dark matter search is good. We need to know more about dark matter. You probably already know more. Gravity oh my God. Manipulation or quantum gravity experiments. Dang. Imagine quantum. Quantum is bigger than digital. You can't break the code yet. We can break the code for digital in a certain amount of time, which is on our computers right now. You can break the code. As you can see, we get viruses and all that crap. But you can't break the code for quantum. As federal have quantum federal stuff, or probably beyond that. And state has state government stuff. That's why so many people were able to try to attempt to break in to the mayor of where is he at? Minneapolis, or I forgot where. It's a Democrat state. And no, Chicago. And they tried to break in. When you can't just break into federal. You know, it's funny. I made solution, I said to myself, I was like, this was years ago. I was like, and I didn't know nothing. I look at my messages from writing Elon Musk and Donald Trump over the years, and I say, how did I know this stuff? I forgot all about this. And it comes back up through reels and stuff. And I was like, what did I say? How does quantum actually works? And when China or any other country tries to insert and break into our computers, they leave, whether we get it off of our computer, especially in the government, you know, whether we leave it on our computers or not, it's attached. That's like someone touching you angrily, saying, ugh. And you're like, what are you doing? That leaves a mark. And you always will remember that mark, right? That's a better way of explaining that. But I'm like, dang, it's an invisible thing. And then someone I interviewed from KKNW, Guy Morris, told me that they got machines where you can insert a virus that is undetectable. It's always something detectable. That is the plus about even the newest of the newest. It's always a way you can detect the undetectable. If it's in your system, it's detectable. But it's just about going about the means of finding the solution to make it detectable, if that makes any sense. Okay, I'm getting bored. Not bored, but my computer is. Government fund Black projects, but there is no public evidence of working with time travel, paradox text, or reality bending breakthroughs. Oh, whoa. Hold up. I got 5 minutes. Okay, let me hurry up and I'll get off here. Where is my. Hold up. Hold up, y'all. I'm getting nervous. Hold up. Oh, where is it at, though? Whoa. This is another mystery for the Scooby Gang. Where is my? I know it's near her. Where is my? I know I had it somewhere. Whoa. I'm scared of shit now, y'all. My charger. I gotta get off of here. I don't know what I did with my charger. This is the first time this has ever happened. I I gotta get off of here. I thought I put it. Wait. Mm, it's hiding. The house should be hiding. There's no way. Look carefully. What is it? Mm, 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 hmm. I gotta get off of here. I'm so surprised. Let me be sure. It must be in a car. Hold on. I can't afford to be on here no longer. Dang. What happened though? I better not have seen it when I get off of here because I'm gonna be very mad. This is a waste of a show. Dang. It's in a car. Let me try to check the car real quick, y'all. I am so fucking disappointed in this situation. Where are my keys? Bear with me, y'all. This is sick. Let me check one more place because I never went upstairs. Hold on. This is serious. Oh my God, y'all. I am so disappointed. I know it's somewhere in here. Oh my God. It's going off. Gotta be in here. There's no way. The wires. Oh, I think it's upstairs. Hold on, let me hurry up. Hold on, baby. Hold on. I left it upstairs. Okay. I don't know how it just all of a sudden disappeared, but I have to make a decision. And I don't know what happened to it. I don't know what happened to it. It's usually in my bag. Let me check one more place. Hold on. I'm coming. Hold on. Where would this thing be? Damn. That is no good. That is no good, yo. That is not normal. How the hell I gotta go all the way to the fucking store and get a fucking charger? This is a no-go for me. There's no way I left this thing in the house. Mm-mm. I don't lose stuff. This is not normal. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta go. I'm mad. I'm like mad, but I'm okay. Um, this is not normal. Take care, you guys. Think long and hard. It could be. Oh no, it could be tangled in the sheets. Hold on. Really fucked up. It's in the sheets. Don't feel like it. Mm. I'm gonna do some more digging in the car and put it to you like that. Take care. Thank you. Thank you guys for sharing. Thank you guys. I have to take care of this. Take care. Just remember paradoxes. Take care. Bye.